Many thanks for staying with us. If you're just tuning in, well, you missed a little bit, but not all. But this is Democracy Today on Africa Independent Television, AIT. We do appreciate you for leaving your dial on this station at this time. Let's get to the discussion of the day. We're talking about Labour Party's intra-party disputes. What next after the Supreme Court verdict? I'm not here alone. I have here in the studio three gentlemen. Of course, we have Callistus Okafor, the former Deputy National Chairman, South of Labour Party. Thanks for joining us in the studio.
Thank you for having me.
I also have Comrade Iragbe Anslam, the former National Youth Leader of Labour Party.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you for joining us. And of course, you will have a legal luminary among them. He is the legal advisor of Labour Party, is Kehinde Edu. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you very much.
Well, gentlemen, we are going to have to, as government will say, hit the ground running. The Supreme Court delivered a judgment today on the crisis plaguing your party. And, what's your understanding precisely of the verdict of today? I'll begin with you, Callistus.
Thank you very much for having me once again. It's a welcome development in Labour Party. At least the Supreme Court has put to rest this long-lasting situation in Labour Party. But I have not seen, I wasn't in the court, I have not seen this judgment. The only thing I have read is that which is in the public domain.
The news, okay.
Which are the public domain. That's what I read. So, haven't seen that and what I've gone through. Honestly speaking, the presiding judge still did not specify what to do. Because if you say you sack Julius Abure, what next? They still maintain that party crisis supposed to be settled internally, which is what I has been talking about since. Coming on the right table, sitting down, discuss our issues, and find a way forward.
All right. Okay, go on.
Now, with this judgment, my advice is, because Supreme Court did not say it must be this or it must be that. Okay. They have sacked and said it's the eternal problem of Labour Party. So now, my advice is all the party involved, and who are the people who has the constitutional powers to sit on this table? The members, the constitutional members of Labour Party.
All right, Callistus, just hold it right there. I'll come back to you, but I want all of you to share your thoughts regarding the verdict itself. Anslam, can you share thoughts with us, what your understanding of the verdict today is?
Thank you very much. Iragbe Anslam, the immediate past National Youth Leader of Labour Party. The judgment was a watershed judgment. It was a landmark judgment because it was in line with the rules of the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court had maintained that the courts in Nigeria do not have jurisdiction over the internal matters, leadership issues and management issues of the party, like we saw. So today, first and foremost, on behalf of leadership, Senator Esther Ninadi Usman and Senator Dalit Iwokocha, Chairman and Secretary of the Labour Party, we want to say what the Supreme Court have done today basically has set the ball rolling in this country. So it is clear, there are no ambiguity. So we were elected from the convention of 10th June 2019. So our tenure lapsed by inflation of time on the 4th of June 2024. So with effect from on the 8th of June 2024, with effect from on the 9th of June 2024, it means ideally there was vacuum. And vacuum are not allowed in leadership. However, the neck of the party, the National Executive Council, today we have only 9 subsisting statutory neck members of the Labour Party with the expiration of our tenure. Because the NWC was the last structure to have expired. And that expired on the 8th of June 2024. So meaning that Abure had no tenure as at the 9th of June 2024. So what the Supreme Court has just done today is to affirm what the obvious is.
Let me hold it. Just hold it right there. Kehinde.
Thank you.
You're a legal luminary. I don't know why I like calling you that, but it's just from the look of it, you look like you are experienced in the legal profession. But looking at it from, this is your jurisdiction, as it were. What's your thoughts regarding today's judgment?
Thank you. I was in court this morning. Most of the commentaries on the judgment delivered by the court are actually inaccurate They are false and they are misleading. Most of the comments that you have heard.
Misleading?
Yes.
Why?
The truth is that that court never sacked anybody. The Supreme Court never said Abure is sacked. I will explain to you. What the Supreme Court merely said was that the trial court pronounced on the leadership of the party. The Court of Appeal also pronounced on the leadership. What the Supreme Court said that, no, they shouldn't have pronounced. Whether anybody is chairman or not is not for the court to say. And that those two courts lack jurisdiction. And they should have left it and allowed the mechanism of the party to be in full force. And whatever the party has decided should be the leadership of the party. And it is also not true that the court set aside the judgment affirming Abure as Labour Party National Chairman. What the court said was that in the Nenadi's appeal at the Court of Appeal, the court said it did not have jurisdiction. And it should have stopped there instead of now bringing into focus a judgment that earlier affirmed Abure. It did not set aside that judgment. It only set aside the comments of the court concerning that. The situation today is that judgment that affirmed Abure, that judgment in Labour Party versus Ebisheni and two others, delivered on 13 in November 2024, is still subsisting, is still valid, and is still in full force.
What does that now mean?
What that means is that there is leadership in the party.
And who is the leader?
And Barrister Julius Abure remains the national chairman of Labour Party.
Let's hold it there. Let's hold it there. I'm coming back to you now, Callistus.
Yeah.
You see, all of you subscribed to, upholding the ideals and the regulations of Labour Party. All of a sudden, there's crisis all over the party.
Yeah.
What exactly happened? Why can't you people agree anymore at this time? Remember, Nigerians were almost going to give a sigh of relief that, oh, this is the third force and all of that. What happened?
If you recall, from the onset of this crisis, I've been in front. Why? I've been the Deputy National Chairman of Labour Party South. And the Constitution of Labour Party says, in absence of the chairman, the deputy presides. Then, along the line that this crisis came in, and all of us, NLC, went to court, and we obtained what they call consent judgment. That consent judgment, until date, has not been obeyed. Nobody has looked at it. I went to court on that. Up till now, that judgment has not been given on the consent judgment. Now, having said it, I want to let you know that whether anybody like it or not, Labour Party, we all witnessed in 2023, is not Labour Party today. And if we all continue like this, Labour Party will not see the light of the day in 2027. Everybody is claiming rights. A say it's him, the B say it's him. But for me, the best bet now, whether, like I said earlier, I wasn't in the court. I didn't know what exactly happened in the court until I see the certified
The
copy of that judgment. When I see it, then I will know what to say. Whatever I'm saying here now is based on the journalist domain. Having said that, the court, what we saw is that Abure was sacked. Kehinde saying that he was not sacked.
Yes, but he says he was in the court. And he didn't say that way, but you were not in the court.
I wasn't in the court. That's why I'm saying that I can only say things I see at the corridors of the journalists.
All
so
right.
if Abure was sacked, what it means at this point, there is a vacuum. And I show you in Labour Party there should be no vacuum. When Abure tenure expires, let us be realistic. When a tenure of Abure expired, Abure, as the sitting national chairman, has the constitutional power to call for all-inclusive, expansive convention according to the Constitution of Labour Party and according to the consent judgment, which he did not do. Rather, he took his own people to Newi and did what they did. Let me come to his distinguished senator who emerged in Abia State. These are people of like minds who came together and had a meeting of the like minds and called themselves National Executive Council. Now, who called the National Council meeting of Labour Party? Who? The Constitution of Labour Party says the only person that has the constitutional power to call the national conventions, national working committee, national executive council meeting is the chairman, the national chairman, call it acting or substantive national chairman. At this point, the people you saw there, I agree with my brother here. NLC president is a statutory member of NEC. Deputy, he's a national secretary, the TUC and co, and the sitting governor. Yes, they are. But do they have the constitutional powers to call for NEC? That is no. So for now, I will still say that it's good for everybody to come to on the round table and discuss the way forward of Labour Party. But for anybody to hear to tell me, like I said, I do not know whether Abure was sacked or not. I was not there. What we see in the public domain is that Abure is sacked. If Abure is sacked to the Supreme Court, Abure remain sacked. And what it means that there's a vacuum because nobody will sit there. Nobody has the constitutional power now to sit there. If anybody should sit there, it's Callistus Jokafor.
I was just about asking you that. Now,
yes.
You quickly went to what the Constitution said, but can that take place without an election or a convention? Because, yes, you were the former National Deputy Chairman.
Deputy National Chairman.
Deputy National Chairman.
Yes.
And now you want to assume the office of the National Chairman. Of course, pending when everything else is resolved.
Yes, because constitutionally.
Just a minute, I'll come to you. Just
Constitution said, in the absence of the National Chairman, the deputy presides.
Now that there is dispute,
that
there is dispute regarding, the absence or the sacking of the national chairman, don't you think that it would be better, since you all want the success and the progress of the party, don't you think it would be better to first of all resolve that? The court already said, go ahead and put your house in order. It's not our business. Why don't you resolve that first before you start talking about who should lay claim to the chairmanship position?
That is my point from the beginning. I said that me as Callistus Jokafor, who is the most leader when it comes to these issues, I am the most senior as a deputy national chairman. Now, all I'm saying is that there is a need now for everybody to come together, like the court advised, for everybody to come together, sit down on a round table and discuss this issue and bring a lasting solution to this issue. But if somebody at this point, as we speak, if Abure was not sacked, this morning by Supreme Court, it means here and now, Abure still remain the national chairman of Labour Party.
All right.
And what we tell Abure to do now is, Abure, this is time for you to call all-inclusive and expansive
Hold that thought,
convention.
Callistus. Just hold that thought. Kehinde, this is your constitution, the Labour Party constitution.
Yes.
It depends on which constitution. It depends.
Just hold on, Callistus. I'll come back to you. And Article 16 here says that all national and state officers of the party shall hold office for a period of 2 terms, 4 years each. Has Julius Abure not held 2 terms of office yet?
He has not. The truth is that Abure came into office in 2021, and the reason was as a result of the demise of the erstwhile national chairman, A.A. Salam. So he was elected in the NEC meeting to complete the term of A.A. Salam. That term...
As an acting national secretary?
Just hold on.
Yes, he was elected as acting national chairman to complete the tenure of A.A. Salam. That tenure was supposed to elapse in 2023.
How many terms has Julius Abure done by your constitution?
This is the only term he's doing, the term that started.
Is it about a personal thing or about the office now, as it were, by this constitution? Because it's the progress of the party people are looking for, isn't it?
You know what I'm telling you? A person has the right to spend 2 terms in office.
All right.
Abure has been only elected in March 27.
Elected
Just hold on.
There was a convention of the party that held in Inewi in March 27, 2024, and that convention elected him. Let me say something.
All right.
The convention of 2019.
There's a lot of misinformation.
Was supposed to last from 2019 until 2023. Now, but before the expiration of that tenure, there was a NEC meeting that extended that tenure for 1 year.
All right. Just hold on. I'll come back to you.
Thank you. Please,
we need to manage our time. We need to manage our time. Let me get your thought from you now. So,
thank you, please.
Is there any hope for a resolution? Because 2027 may seem far, but in terms of electioneering, it's not so far.
Okay,
Is there any hope for resolution
before I go into the issues of resolution, there are a lot of misinformation here. First and foremost, the man seated here calling himself National Legal Advisor is not Labour Party National Legal Advisor.
That's correct.
Edun is not Labour Party.
Let Anselm talk to me. Just hold on.
Listen to me. Edun here is not Labour Party National. The Labour Party National Legal Advisor is Akingbade Oyelekon Samuel, who was elected on the 10th of June 2019 in Akwanga National Convention,
all right,
where I was elected as National Youth Leader. Julius Abure was elected as the National Secretary. Having said that, too, Abure came by proxy. There is no provision in the Labour Party constitution that permitted the National Secretary to ascend the office of acting or national chairman. It's an aberration. So the only people entitled to that office are the Deputy National Chairman, North and South, Maria Lebeke and Alhaji Lamidi Bachura Papa. When A. Salam passed on, may so rest in peace, on the 29th of December 2020, we had an emergency NWC meeting where Maria Lebeke, Deputy National Chairman North, was ratified for a 90 days term in office. We were in a NAC meeting in Benin, ideally to ratify either Maria Lebeke, Deputy National Chairman North, or Alhaji Lamidi Bachura Papa, and Abure illegally upstaged the entire process, unconstitutionally. So first, let me put on record.
Hold on, just let him speak.
Like I said, I'm an elected NWC member from National Convention. So I'm telling you this, and this is the Constitution. Abure, I'm putting it on record before the world. And we are still going to prosecute Abure on this matter. So illegality took place on the 29th of March 2021 in Benin, where Abure, as National Secretary, illegally became the party's national chairman. It's a violation of the provisions of the Constitution of the Labour Party. So that's an aberration.
All right, so
that's it.
So what's your position regarding what the court did today?
What the court did today is absolutely correct. Like I said, the Supreme Court, they've made the obvious statement. What are the issues? The issue of tenure. The constitution you are holding allows for a 4-year term.
2 terms each.
No. I have to clarify that point.
Go ahead.
It allows for there are no free giveaways. You go to National Convention and contest and win. So it allows for a 4-year term that is renewable if only you win a contest in the second term. Is that right? So first and foremost, I have said Abure had no jurisdiction to the office of the National Chairman of Labour Party. Let that be clear to the world.
All right. Anselm, hold that thought. We need to take a break quickly. Okay. We'll come back for this discussion. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
If you have a good case and you channel it from a wrong angle, you will lose it.
Punish those who carry out fraudulent activities in our election. Others will see what is happening to them, and it will fulfill the purpose of criminal law, which is deterrent.
You know, you have to have confidence in your process until your process proves you wrong.
It's the voice of the people that determines who governs them. So is for the interests of the people, so that illegal people don't represent.
The highest office in the land is the office of the citizen. You and I occupy the highest office. The power belongs to people. If you want to go into semantics, if you want to go into the whole politics of it, let's focus on that. The highest office is the office of the citizen, and that's the office that I occupy.
Thanks for staying with us. If you're just joining us, this is Democracy Today on Africa Independent Television, AIT. We're discussing the Labour Party intra-party disputes. Of course, the Supreme Court gave verdict today, and I have 3 gentlemen in the studio. Anselm was talking to us regarding his thoughts about the Supreme Court verdict today. Please go ahead, Anselm.
Thank you. Quickly to complete my statement. Now, the Supreme Court judgment is absolute and perfect. There are no vacuum. Now, I began to say earlier that there are, with the expiration of the tenure of the NWC, that's our tenure. We were elected on the 10th of June 2019. And our tenure ideally is a 4-year term. Let's agree with the 1-year extension, which is questionable. That tenure now expired on the 8th of June 2024. So with effect from 8 June 2024, all of us, 20 of us who were elected with the 2 that passed, our tenure ceased. So Abure had no tenure from the 8th of June 2024 to date. That is 1. 2. So with the judgment, the NEC, because our tenure expired 8th of June 2024, there are 9 statutory NEC members remaining in the party. First is the NSC president, Nigeria Labour Congress president. Second is the NSC GS, the general secretary. Third is the NSC Women Commission chairperson. Fourth is the TUC president. Fifth is the TUC secretary. Sixth is the TUC Women Commission chairperson. Seventh is the governor of Abia State. Eighth is the deputy.
Of course, at that time he had not won.
Yeah, because a sitting governor and deputy are members of the National Executive Council of the Labour Party constitutionally.
Okay.
So now then the BOT chairman, SOZ, because in the terms of settlement, now these are the issues. There were a lot of crises. Callistus Okafor's tenure predated ours. So ours was the most recent 2019 convention. So he had a tenure before 2019. He was not in the convention of 2019. Is that clear?
There was no convention.
Now, I'm coming.
There was no convention.
Callistus, just hold on.
Just hold on.
Let him
please.
finish.
There was no convention.
Now, with that event, like I said, ours is the most recent. What now happened was, with the expiration of our tenure, the NEC, these 9 members, these 9 statutory members had a meeting on the 4th of September 2022 in Umuahia, where Senator Nenadi Usman was appointed as chairperson. Remember, I've just told the world that our tenure expired by a function of time, 8th of June. However, because of the whole crisis, the NEC held on. But however, they had a meeting of NEC meeting 4th of September 2024, when Senator Nenadi Usman was appointed as national chairman in acting capacity for the transition to implement the terms of settlement. Senator Dalitu Wokocha was appointed as the national secretary, CTC. Are you with me? Now, they had a term to implement a 6-month term to implement the terms of settlement. What are the terms of settlement? Now, every issue of solution we are looking for are contained in the consent judgment. What is a consent judgment? A consent judgment is an act of court settlement terms that were agreed upon by the parties. Now, INEC, on the 26th of April 2022, midwifed those terms of settlement. And on the 27th of June 2022, those terms were executed upon between the NSC, signed by Comrade Ayuba Waba, NSC president, and the second at the time, and Julius Abure, and Umar Farouk as the party chairman and secretary.
Was that out of court settlement ever achieved?
Yeah.
Now, this is the issue now. So, the working document of the Labour Party rests upon the terms of settlement. So, Nenadi Usman and Senator Daliti Wokocha were to begin to implement that terms of settlement until all the crisis. However, the Supreme Court held that the court, the Federal High Court, and the Appeal Court, you've seen the judgment, that they have no jurisdiction to meddle into the leadership and management issues of political parties. That is the landmark.
That now leaves the resolution.
No, there's no vacuum. No, there's no vacuum.
It now leaves the resolution of this crisis to you people.
Simple.
Now there is no agreement.
Let me land. Let me land.
I need to go to Kende now because you raised something very serious.
I just told the world that the NEC on the 24th of June, on the 4th of September 2024, appointed a caretaker committee headed by.
There's nothing like
Callistus,
that.
just
Headed by. Please,
you will round off now.
Headed,
so
round off quickly. Headed by Senator Nenadi Usman and Dalitu Wokocha. So it is that now that is the subsisting leadership of the Labour Party.
All right, let me come to you, Kende.
So that's the position.
Anselm mentioned just now that you are not who you say you are in the party.
That's correct.
Why is that?
That's correct.
Now, let me tell you, it is true that he was elected in 2019 as the national leader, but was dismissed from the party. And by
Now, there are two allegations here before you continue.
Yes.
You say he was dismissed from the party.
Yes.
And you are not the legal advisor according to him.
No,
He's an
let me
impostor.
let me tell you the truth.
The truth of the matter is an impostor. He's an impostor.
He's an impostor.
He's an
Please choose your words
impostor.
carefully.
That's the truth.
All right.
He
In
is.
Calm down.
April 20, let me tell you, in April 2023, I was elected by the National Executive Committee of National Executive Council of Labour Party as the National Legal Advisor of Labour Party.
All right.
And I
We'll clarify
participated.
Anselm, just hold on. He didn't interrupt you when you were speaking.
And
You
I
understand that?
participated in March 27 National Convention of this party and was actually elected for a term of 4 years as the National Legal Advisor of Labour Party.
All right.
Let me tell you, once an organ of the party has taken a decision, somebody may be disgruntled, it doesn't matter. NEC took a decision in 2021, March 29. NEC took another decision on April 2023, and the National Convention took another decision in March 27, 2024. These are organs of the party that have power to take decisions for the party. An individual may say whatever he likes. It doesn't matter. Once an organ of the party has taken a decision, that decision remains binding. And let me tell you, there was no NEC meeting held on 4th September. It was merely an unlawful assembly. The truth is that the Constitution is very clear on who can call national meetings of the political party. It says that the National Secretary shall issue notices of the National Convention, National Executive Committee, and the National Working Committee in consultation with and consent of the national chairman. No notice was given for the September 4 NEC meeting. No notice, no valid notice could have been given because those who convened that meeting did not have the authority to give notices of meeting. So nothing happened on September 4. It was merely an unlawful assembly, and nobody was elected.
Let me come to you. Let me come to you, Callistus.
Thank you.
Please go ahead. You said earlier that there was no convention.
Yes.
What do you mean by there was no convention? When national officers of the party were there and took decisions?
Thank you, bros. Number one is that I align my to my brother here that Kende here is an illegal legal advisor. He's Abure's legal advisor. So that's who he is.
Interesting.
That is how he is. You see, illegality has been going on in Labour Party from the onset. Illegality. Immediately after the demise of A.S. Salam, I want to bring to everybody's notice here, when you said, my brother here mentioned that means consent judgment. He came back to consent judgment. Has consent judgment been obeyed? No. It has not been obeyed. Since consent judgment has not been obeyed, what it means is that who was in position, was in a National Working Committee, National Executive Council, before the consent judgment was given? Who? Callistus Okafor, I am the Deputy National Chairman, that went to court. I wasn't there in the court when the consent judgment was given. If you recall, every of my court cases are all about consent judgment. That we must obey the consent judgment. Now, my brother has brought it here. Let me tell you. You see what we're doing here? We're all just fooling ourselves. Why? We are busy. Instead of coming together to discuss our issues, we are busy blaming APC. APC is financing this. APC is financing that. Nobody is financing anybody. We are just the one destroying our party out of selfish interests. Now, who has the power to call meetings? You see what, like he said, what's happening as part of he's an illegal man, illegal advisor. So in respect of that, he in Abia State, my brother, what happened there was just gathering of like minds, like I've called them. None of them. Yes, it's true. These names mentioned, they are statutory members. They are statutory. And how many of them who are statutory today are members of Labour Party according to our constitution? Who are the members of Labour Party? Those who are up to date in their dues, paying their dues.
Renewal of their dues,
yes,
their membership and whatever.
Yes. So if you are not a member. In as much as you have a statutory position in the Labour Party National Executive Council. Before National Executive Council will hold, according to the Constitution of Labour Party, there will be National Working Committee meeting that will bring out this, that, and send it to National Executive Council, who will approve and give the National Secretary or acting, whichever one it is, he will now write with the consent of the national chairman. What happened there was just a gathering of where a sitting governor of Labour Party called for a ceremony of like minds, and they are there, made themselves, this one is this one this. I don't want to talk about that because that one, as long as I'm concerned, constitutionally, it does not exist. What I can talk about here, you can see, illegality, number one. 2019 convention, remember, please, they don't call it convention, it wasn't convention. That 2019 was a National Executive Council that has no right to elect. They have only right to appoint. In 2021, as they call it, 2023 as they call it, the meeting they had at NEW and that was also illegal. At that point, Abure is an illegal occupant. Abure has been an illegal national chairman because there's no way. He made it clear here that his constitution of Labour Party says, in absence of the national chairman, the deputy, either south or north, takes over.
Now, the only available one happens to be you.
Yes, as based on the consent judgment.
All right.
Now, I want to ask, how come an acting national secretary or national secretary, as as they call him in the National Executive Council of 2019, how come an acting national secretary becomes a national chairman? How? You can see illegality has been what has been happening. And
you mentioned earlier. Sorry, I'm going to have to interrupt you there.
Please, just hold on.
Just hold on, so that this thought doesn't just slide by.
Good.
You mentioned earlier that people say that there are external forces influencing the crisis going on, but that you don't think that that's the case.
Yes.
But at this point, none of you is agreeing. So isn't it now obvious that there is certainly, external forces trying to, weaken the forces or the powers of the party?
No, I don't. No, I don't agree with you. If there's no illegality, I have been the one on the forefront fighting this illegality, where an acting national secretary becomes a national chairman. Does anybody made us to have that? No, it's in the illegality. Selfish interest.
Please.
So that is.
Can they hold on?
So that is what I call it. So if all of us now take away our greed, selfish interests, and want to fight for the common of Labour Party, that is, we all come to the right table.
I like the fact that you mentioned those attributes, Callistus. Let me come back to you, Kehinde. Just hold on, Anselm. Your two colleagues have affirmed your position that it is not exactly what it's supposed to be. You are a legal practitioner. Hold on. You are a legal practitioner. You know the implications of affirming what you are not.
Yes.
So why do you insist that you are the legal advisor when you are not?
There are 35 copies of the report of the NEC meeting of April 2023 that elected me as a national legal advisor.
If they were, they should have it. Isn't that right?
They may say whatever they like. The record in NEC attests to that fact that I was elected in April 2023 as the acting national legal advisor. And there is also a certified true copy of the report of the convention.
Do you have them?
Yes.
It would have been nice if you came with them so that we can confirm. Okay, now that you three of you cannot agree on your position, I'm sure other members of your party. Hold on.
I'll say something.
There was also what I want to mention.
Hold on. Yes. Other members of your party will definitely have the same thought that Callistus and Anselm have. If that happens, then your position is threatened. And as such, if they decide to take actions against you,
there is
that may not
nothing
go
threatening
well.
about my position. We have certified true copies of INEC report. The record in INEC
you are
shows,
insisting on that?
Yes.
All
the
right.
record in INEC shows that I was elected in April 2023 as the acting national legal advisor and re-elected at the National Convention of March 27 as the national legal advisor of Labour Party.
And
as for the consent judgment they are talking about, that consent judgment was given in 2018 and fully complied with at the National Convention of 2019. And when the organs of the party have taken a decision, any individual who is disgruntled may say whatever he likes.
All right, thank you.
There is party supremacy. The party has spoken. The party has a leadership, and there is no vacancy.
Let me come to you, Anselm.
Yeah, thank you. Quickly,
please go ahead.
Let me start with him. First of all, I said it's an illegal national legal advisor for the party.
Okay.
That the elected national legal
dismissed.
Hold on.
That the elected national
even though he's insisting that he has documents
illegal.
to back up.
Now we are going to prosecute them.
All right.
And we are going to join INEC in our prosecution because we know the level of illegality that took place under Abure.
In other words, INEC is also culpable.
No, we are coming to that.
Okay.
It is good he has said that on the national television, and I've made a statement here that we are prepared to prosecute the whole hog, all the illegality that took place in Labour Party from 2019 to date. So, and we are going to begin with him. Why do I mean? First and foremost, he's an illegal, count my word, illegal legal advisor of the party. He's not.
I concur.
He's, so two.
Okay, go ahead.
Two. We will join them soon on all of this illegality. Now, he claimed,
listen, hold on, gentlemen. Let me make something clear.
Please.
You see, when you interrupt each other, the world will not hear anyone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You had your turn. Let him speak.
Thank you.
When it's time, I'm going to come back to you again. I mean, that's
now,
really fair.
He claimed that there was a NEC meeting on the 18th of April 2023 where supposedly he emerged and that in that NEC meeting I was expelled. Now, let me say this for the record of the world. Julius Abure, Umar Farouk Ibrahim, Ojukwu Clement, Edondu Kwegu were indicted by the Nigeria Police Force Criminal Investigation under their report with forensic audit for perjury, forgery, and criminal conspiracy.
All right.
Now, on the 4th of April 2023, the FCT, no, that matter was taken to the FCT High Court, that report.
All right.
And the because they forged court document, court affidavit, court seal, court payment, that's TSA payment receipt, and other details. And court orders, we'll come to that. That court restrained Abure on the, restrained all of them on the 4th of April 2023. Now, from parading themselves as officials of the Labour Party in Nigeria, on the 18th, while they were on subsisting contempt of court, while they were on subsisting FCTI court restraining order, they criminally went to Asaba and conducted an unlawful, illegal, and unconstitutional NEC meeting. Like I said, we are taking all of you properly.
Is that the meeting where he's saying
that's what I'm coming to.
Okay.
Now, in that NEC meeting, everything that transpired there were illegal, were unconstitutional, and unlawful because these characters were under FCT High Court subsisting restraining order of on the 4th of April 2023 that prevented them from parading themselves. So they have paraded themselves from that day to date. So what I'm telling you in essence today before the world is today, Abure, Umar Farouk Ibrahim, all of these characters, the noose is still on their neck for contempt of court. So you never attended any NEC meeting.
All right.
And in NEC meeting, you don't elect NWC member in NEC meeting. We'll come to that in absentia.
Okay.
Because we had a subsisting national legal advisor who was elected. Myself as national youth leader, what was the excuse? They claimed I was suspended by their claim. The NWC does not have power to suspend an NWC member. But of course, you can make a recommendation to the NEC for disciplinary action. There was nothing like that. It's on record. Like I said, we are taking all of them on clear legal terms going forward, now that the matters have been dealt with.
All right.
So, to come to the terms of settlement, like I said, his government predated ours. I give it to him. But however, the consent judgment, they started that process that led to the consent judgment. Now, on the 20th of March 2018, Justice Gabriel Kolawole granted, are you getting it? Those terms for out-of-court settlement in 2018, 20th March.
But you need to round off quickly because we're almost out of time
now,
so that he can respond to
now, while that was ongoing, a national convention took place on the 10th of June 2019. All right. That brought us in. He was not in that convention. Wow. However, the terms of the terms of settlement. Remember, I said 20th March 2018. By 26th of April 2022, 2018, 19, 20, after 4 years, INEC in a mediated over these terms of settlement. Are you with me? Then on the 27th of June 2022, the NSC and the TUC signed those terms of settlement for 1 year implementation, which Abure had the privilege of implementing until he failed.
You know what? We are almost out of time.
Yes, please.
Kehinde, I want you to respond to he just gave details of what led to your, well, according to him, illegality of your position.
We are going to proceed with them.
Can you just say a few words so that we can round off this session?
Once a NEC is validly convened, that NEC can take a decision for the party. Okay. The NEC of April 18, 2023 was validly convened. Valid notices were given. INEC was present. A report was written by INEC by which my name and the name of other officers were accepted by INEC as National Working Committee members of the party. And we have continued to operate from there. Okay. So till today, my name remains in INEC as the National Legal Advisor of the party. Abure's name remains as the National Chairman of the party. Once an organ of the party meets, an individual will have to abide by, that's what they call party supremacy. Whether somebody should have been there or not, it doesn't matter. A deputy national chairman will only act in the absence of chairman if there has not been a convention. But there is a convention in NEC meeting that has elected.
Thank you, Kehinde. Let me hear from
substantive chairman.
Thank you. Please, wait.
Please go ahead.
An illegal national legal advisor should give us time to talk more.
No, never mind.
Haven't said that.
Let's just say your pattern.
Haven't said that. Please. You see, my brother, he said here, my brother, my younger brother, he said here that in that convention of 2019, I wasn't there. Now, please, I want to ask, what was the terms of settlement? What was the consent judgment, the content of the consent judgment? Number one, they said that Labour Party, though not NLC, though not Labour Party, not a political organization, but the registered Labour Party for the betterment of Nigerian workers. Number two, there shall be all-inclusive and expansive convention.
Excuse me. I'd like you to end it on number two because we're out
okay,
of time.
Good. There shall be,
Anselm.
okay, good. There should be, please. They said that there should be all-inclusive.
We need to round off now.
Oh, they said there should be all-inclusive and expansive convention. Now, in 2019 convention, according to them, it wasn't a convention, it was National Executive Council. Now, was there... Now, the terms of settlement, that should be all-inclusive and expansive. I was not there.
This is what I want to find out now. Anselm, in just 1 minute. Okay. The APC is the ruling party right now. 2027 is not so far away. The general elections will still be upon us. Yeah. Can you still work together, all of you, as a party, to wrest power? Because that's what you want. Yeah. To wrest power from the ruling party, APC, considering what is going on now. In 1 minute, please.
Quickly, certainly, you see, we are back on table. We are back on track. The Supreme Court has settled the matter. There is no vacuum in leadership. But what the leadership will do will be to bring everybody on the table. Are you getting it? Hold on, please, can I? So what leadership will do? Like I said, there is no vacuum. The neck of the Labour Party appointed Senator Esther
there was no
and Senator Dalitu Wokocha. These are the substitute leadership of the party.
And these people can bring the rancor to
They are going to bring everybody together on the table and ensure that before you come on.
Kehinde, do you share the same thoughts, considering what is on ground at the moment?
No neck held on September 4. So Nadi couldn't have been appointed by anybody because no neck meeting held, no valid meeting held.
I just told you
and I concur.
This was my point.
And I concur that the gathering of the like minds.
Each of you,
I just told the word.
Callistus, that's all right. That's all right. We are out of time now. Nigerians are waiting to see the amicable resolution of the party they so much look forward to as we approach the 2027 general elections. Nigerians are waiting. Gentlemen, we are going to end it here. That's how it has been on the program today. It's been an interesting one. We will definitely have the gentleman back in the studio. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media handles at AIT. And now, of course, try to follow me on all social media handles, NMAKU Ojochegbe. Thanks for joining us. Good night.